We bought the worst house on the street in an area in South Manchester, and we are turning it into a modern 5-bedroom family house. We put in an offer on this house 2 summers ago. We got the keys to it about 1.5 years ago, but the builders have actually only been on site for 3 months. So in this video, I'm going to take you back. I'm going to go through the delays that we've had, the costs that we've had, and some lessons that we've learned before we even started building. So stay tuned, be sure to subscribe and check out my renovations playlist for all of our renovation videos. So we put in an offer on this 1940s bungalow with a dormer first floor 2 summers ago, and it was actually quite a stress-free process because the person had unfortunately passed away and we're renting, so there was no chains attached. It had to go through probate, but a couple of months later we did get the keys, which was November 2023. So the reason it's taken so long for builders to get on site is that we waited 1 year to get our planning application approved. Technically we submitted 4 applications, although really it was more like 3. Our first one had some technical difficulties. Our first one got rejected because it was too modern. Planning didn't like the extension out the front and they didn't like the render. To be honest, we weren't a huge fan of the render either. Someone had just told us that, you know, it'd be cheaper to render than to brick. So we thought we'd go with that option. But once that was decided, we have to do brick, we thought, okay, we have to do it. And I'm actually really pleased with that decision now. So that wasn't too much of a problem. So we changed our design as per the instructions, resubmitted, waited another 3 months, and it was rejected too because it was too symmetrical, along with some other comments as well. Then in August last year, we had had enough of being rejected and we decided to get a consultancy to help us. Up to this point, we had had an architect help us at the very start. Then we stopped there with the architect and submitted the other 2 on our own, and we decided we did really need some help. We got the help of PJH Architects, who were absolutely fantastic. Joe was my contact there, and I will leave their link below. And so with a few tweaks and them coming to the house, viewing the street and getting a feel of what planning actually wanted from us, we resubmitted it again, and then with some more tweaks we got it approved. Now I would say this is the huge plus of going with a consultancy, because previous to this the planning office just seemed to reject our offer without coming back to talk to us. But because this consultancy had relationships with the planning office, they were able to still talk to them and make some tweaks whilst the plans were being looked at, so that we could get it across the line without it being rejected and then having to do it again, and of course wait another 3 months plus another application fee. Now, whilst all of this was happening, my husband got in the house and completely gutted the whole of the house. To be honest, we did this first because we thought it would save costs, and then the builders just could come into a completely gutted house. In the end, when we worked it out, I don't really think we saved any costs because it took him a year, plus the cost of a skip and a grab, which I'm going to go into later. I think the builders could have done it like for the same price, if not cheaper. However, we're really glad that we did gut it out because it really gave us a purpose over the next year. I did have plans to help out, but I ended up getting pregnant, and at one point we thought maybe we could live in this house before the baby is born. Well, let's just say the baby is 1 in just a couple of days' time and the house looks like this. So that definitely didn't go to plan. Now, I know everyone wants to know about costs, so I will share costs with you. I did do an Instagram post on this, so I'm actually just going to read off of my phone because all the information is on there. So before the builders had come on site, we spent this much money. So our architect fee was $1,700. The 3 planning applications in total were $720. Then there is an extra £86 fee for discharge of the conditions. So once your planning application has been approved, you have to pay that to be given the conditions, which we didn't know about. We did pay a staggering £4,300 for 2 lots of tree removals. We had a lot of trees in this garden, and quite a few of them were close to the house, and we are extending out at the back. That was really a need that we needed to do. In hindsight, I think we could have been a bit clever, got it done it all in one go, but we did do it about a year between each other once we'd kind of got to know the garden more and decided what we really wanted. This being a 1940s house, it did have asbestos in the garage, and that was £900 to remove. As I said, my husband gutted out the whole of the house, and he did use a grab truck to help remove a lot of those materials, which also cost a staggering £4,500. £1,500. This was much more than what we expected, and again, in hindsight, maybe we would have either let the builder do it or used skips, because we did also do some skip hire for some wood, and that was £560. And we paid £3,700 as our consultancy. This was done in 3 stages to get our planning approved. To be honest, this might sound like a bit of a chunk of money, but we'd actually thought a consultancy would be like, like £12,000. We'd actually heard that from somebody. And this really is not an expensive cost considering how much they did for us and the fact that we are renting and paying a mortgage right now. So had we just paid this nearly £4,000 to them straight away, we would have ended up saving a lot of money on our rent and mortgage in the end, and we were able to pay it into 3 installments, so it wasn't that bad. After a planning has been approved, you have to get a structural engineer to come and do the drawings, and their fee was £1,200. And then once you have a builder and a start date, you need to contact building control, and their initial fee was £360 for us to sign with them, and then we had to pay our final fee, which was £1,100 for them to then start coming and visit the site. And the site is looking like this right now, 3 months on, and we've had them come out twice to look at the front foundation and the back foundation. Once you've paid that fee, they will come out as many times as they need to, as long as that you're sticking to the brief, so you know that you're not going to have more unexpected costs there, hopefully. So what are we going to do with this 1940s bungalow? Well, first off, we are turning it into a full 2-story house. We are keeping the sidewalls the exact same, so it isn't going any wider that way, but we are extending out the back. We are really lucky to have a big garden. We do want to keep that big garden, so we're not actually extending too much, but it will really increase the size of the house. Downstairs, we're going to have a main entrance, which you can already see here that's being built because we've got the beams on top here, a guest room to one side, a living room to another side. We're having a downstairs bathroom, a utility room, and then we're having the whole of the back as an open plan kitchen, diner and living area. Upstairs, we're going to have our master bathroom with an ensuite and an office, and then we have got 3 boys, so all 3 boys are going to have their own bedroom, the exact same size, so there is no arguments now or in future as they get older, plus the family bathroom and an extra living space up there as well, which is going to be a bit of a play games rooms for the kids. So let me give you a little rundown on what the builders have done in 3 months. I think for us, and the reason I want to make these videos is to give you a realistic look into what it is like to renovate here in the UK with builders and costs, and I will share more costs on the builders, I think like later on once we're towards the end. But yeah, at first we had no idea like how long does it actually take for all of this work to be done. So the builders did start off by removing the roof, and that was because we had gutted the inside of the house, so the roof was no longer that stable. So the first thing was to get rid of that so that it didn't cause any accidents. Next, they removed the back wall so they could get some of the machinery inside, and they dug foundations and put concrete down for all of our individual rooms in the house. And it's so funny, I remember back then thinking, wow, it's so cool, we can see the layout of our house, but a few weeks later here we are, and then this is the actual layout of our house. Next, they were out the back and they dug the foundations. We had the building inspector come to check those, and they were all fine, so then they filled that with concrete, and they started building up that back wall to floor level, and then started on the internal walls. Now you can see here in these images, our garden is very low compared to the house, which is what we really wanted to reduce. So we are trying to reduce that in a couple of ways. Firstly, our first step into the house is going to be lower than it was originally. And then we're going to have some more steps down, similar to this image here, going into the hallway from the stairs. And that's going to help drop the house. Having high ceilings is something that we really wanted, and because we want to drop the house, it means that we can get those high ceilings. And then only a couple of weeks ago, which was really 2.5 months in, the builders started on the front wall. They removed the front wall, which was absolutely crazy to see, and they dug the foundations there. The building inspector came back again, said everything was okay, and they filled that with concrete, and now they are slowly building up as well. There's now scaffolding up so they can start working on the first floor, and we have 4 out of the 9 steel beams already in. Now we are sharing daily and weekly updates on our Instagram account, which is Bellahaj Home, which is dedicated to this renovation. Over on this channel I share a range of things from lifestyle to travel to this renovation now, As I said, I will set up a dedicated renovations playlist, so please go there to see all of the videos that we've done, and I will now updating that regularly and as we move in, because we are definitely not going to be moving into a finished house. As I said, we are renting and we are paying the mortgage on this and doing the renovation, so we really need to move into this house ASAP, which means we will be moving in when it is basically a building site. And I think that could make some pretty cool content, because I have no idea what to expect, and I feel like a lot of people want to know what is it like to renovate a house, the reality, and what is it actually like to be living on a building site, and especially with kids as well. So I plan to show you the reality of that as we go along. So thank you very much for watching. If you have got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please do subscribe. Also check out our Instagram account, and I will see you in our next video, inshallah.